Good afternoon. My name is Mike Worth, Dean of the UT College of Communication and Information, and it is my privilege to welcome you to today's celebration in honor of the establishment of the Herb Howard Distinguished Professorship in Media Management and Law and the naming of the college's auditorium. Thanks very much for joining us for what promises to be a very historic occasion in the life of the College of Communication and Information. There are two individuals that I would like to recognize. One of them has yet to arrive. I understand he's running late at his meeting, but I will recognize him once he does arrive. So I will recognize Chancellor Jimmy Cheek of the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Chancellor Cheek. We really appreciate you being with us. Homecoming is an especially busy time for chancellors and presidents, and we appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to be with us today. I'd also like to recognize members of the college's Board of Visitors who are in town for this event and for the fall 2013 business meeting. So if all the members of the college's Board of Visitors would please stand, I'd like to recognize you for the great work you all continue to do in supporting and advancing CCI's mission. To begin today's festivities, I'd like to invite Chancellor Cheek to come forward to say a few words about why he established his Faculty Support Challenge and why the establishment of new faculty professorships and chairs like the Howard Distinguished Professorship are so important to UT Knoxville's quest to become a top 25 public research university. Chancellor Cheek.
Thank you very much, Dean Worth, and I'm certainly glad to be here today, and thank all of you for being here today to celebrate this exciting and important gift. I want to tell you about a relationship that Scott Ravenall and I have with Larry Patrick, who's the donor for this very significant gift. It was either in late 2011 or early 2012 that Scott and I went to Maryland and sat down with him in his office and to tell him that he was going to be selected as a distinguished alumni from the University of Tennessee. And when we got to his office, his wife, of course, knew exactly what was happening, and we sat in his office and we told him, and he looked very excited, very shocked, couldn't believe it. And he said, "I thought you came to ask me for a gift." And we said, "Just keep your checkbook ready." And when he accepted the honor that evening, some months later, and by the way, the people that received the honor when he received it are John Tickle, Pat Head Summit, Larry Patrick, and Mark Dean. Mark is a College of Engineering graduate, and he's actually now on our faculty. He retired from IBM, and he's now on our faculty. He said, "I've still got my checkbook ready." And we greatly appreciate that, Larry, and your commitment to the University of Tennessee. Let me tell you about faculty, chairs, and professorships. Faculty and students are the real lifeblood of the university. Despite what deans may say, they're not the central part of the university. And vice chancellors aren't, and chancellors aren't. We're part of the enterprise, but we're not at the very core of the university. The very core of the university is the interaction with faculty, with students. That's what our business is. And so when we started thinking about what we needed to do to enhance the University of Tennessee and enhance our prominence among the best institutions in the country, the one thing we said we needed was faculty, professorships, and chairs because they allow us to attract and retain the very best faculty in the country. And if we don't have faculty, professorships, and chairs, we usually don't have the resources to do what we need to do. And so what we established was a chancellor's challenge that said, if you provide a faculty, professorship, or chair, we will immediately provide you the income for that endowment. So, Mike, you've now got income for that $1 million, but it hadn't earned anything yet. And over a 5-year period of time, that declines, so the endowment picks up its share, and our share goes down. And the money is immediately available. And that really is attractive to donors. Since 2011, when we started this program, we've had 45 endowed professorships and chairs at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, for some $14 million. So that priority that we've set and that strategy we've set caused change in behavior to occur. 6 colleges have benefited. Those are arts and sciences, business, engineering, communication information, nursing, and social work. And endowments like the Herb Howard Distinguished Professorship are critical, absolutely critical, to our challenge to be a top 25 public research university. And I think you can see with this challenge and with our donors who have stepped forward, we are making significant progress on an issue we've had. And we're delighted, Larry, that you chose to do this. And Herb, we're delighted he provided that in your name. And I'll tell you, the hardest thing you can do is get anybody to give money to somebody else's name scholarship. And what that tells me is that you made a tremendous impact on Larry. And if you made a tremendous impact on him, you made a tremendous impact on thousands of other students that are just like Larry. And so you're to be congratulated. Again, thank you for being here today, and go Vols.
Thank you, Chancellor Cheek. We really appreciate all that you continue to do to move us forward to become a top 25 public research university. And now I'd like to recognize another very important individual who is with us, and that is President Joe DiPietro. Joe, thanks so much for joining us. And we appreciate all you do, Joe, every day to help move our university forward and all of the University of Tennessee system. It is now my pleasure to honor Dr. Herb Howard on the establishment of the Herb Howard Distinguished Professorship in Media Management and Law in the School of Journalism and Electronic Media. The Distinguished Professorship, it's going to take a while, Herb. So you can rest easy. This was established through a transformational gift of $1 million from UT Knoxville alumnus Dr. Larry Patrick, as you've already heard. Dr. Herb Howard is a professor emeritus in CCI School of Journalism and Electronic Media, where he taught for 40 years and served as the first full-time faculty member in the Department of Broadcasting. A native of Johnson City, Tennessee, Herb began his radio career while in high school as an announcer for local station WJHL, where he later became the station's first program director. He signed WJHL TV on the air in 1953 and was its first weatherman. He then entered academia, earning his doctorate in mass communication at Ohio University before joining the UT faculty and teaching courses in broadcasting, journalism, and communications research. He became noted for his academic work on television station ownership and management and served as a research consultant for the National Association of Broadcasters. The Broadcast Education Association presented Herb with its Distinguished Education Service Award in 2000, and he received a Chancellor Citation for Extraordinary Service to the University in 1998. Herb also served 19 years as the college's Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Research, and he twice served as acting dean of the college. He retired from UT in 1999. At this point, I would like to invite Larry Patrick to come forward to say a few words about why he decided to establish the Distinguished Professorship in honor of Dr. Howard. Larry?
Herb, I have to tell you, it was real easy to name something after you. Herb Howard changed thousands of students' lives, as Chancellor Cheek said. He helped me publish my first journal article when I was still a young master's student with him. He advised me about where I should go to get my PhD. He did groundbreaking research for me while I was Senior Vice President of the National Association of Broadcasters. And as an aside, we set up at NAB a faculty internship in the summer, and the first faculty intern ever chosen was Mike Worth. So there's this strong Tennessee something bias here, you know?
I was in Denver, though.
He was in Denver. He was in Denver. And I will tell you that while he was in Denver, and we met many times in Denver and worked on projects together, many, many years later, I begged him, pleaded with him to please come to Tennessee and become our dean. And at first he said no, he couldn't, but eventually he did. And we're all, I think, very, very grateful that he's here. So Herb has always been a wonderful friend. When I eventually left the NAB and ran some other companies and then bought my first radio stations, one of the things that I talked to Herb about was, how would you like to go on a road trip one summer and go to one of my AM/FM radio stations? And he drove to Jackson, Mississippi, where we were the big country station there. And he spent a week inside of this great country station, and I think that they learned as much or more from him than he learned about them in doing things. And then we later set up, just like we had done at NAB, faculty internships, and we had a number of faculty members go through our stuff. So, Herb, it is a great pleasure to name this after you. I can't think of anybody more fitting, and I am pleased so much to do that. I have some other comments later, but Herb, thank you for being who you are.
Thank you, Larry, and please join me in a round of applause to thank Larry for his incredible generosity in establishing the Howard Distinguished Professorship. On a personal note, although I did not come to UT until 2006, I've had the privilege of knowing and serving on panels with Herb Howard since the late 1970s through the Broadcast Education Association and AEJMC, the leading academic organizations in our area of expertise. Herb's well known for his outstanding work as a teacher and scholar, and is really just one of the most gracious individuals I've ever met. I can't think of anyone more deserving of having a distinguished professorship created in his honor. As Herb comes forward so that I can present him with a plaque to commemorate this momentous occasion, please join me in thanking him for everything he has done for the University of Tennessee, the College of Communication and Information, and the School of Journalism and Electronic Media. Stop you right there, Herb, and just take a quick picture of the plaque.
Good.
Smile. There you go.
Okay. And we'll invite others up to take a picture with them in just a second. The plaque I'm presenting Herb with reads, University of Tennessee, College of Communication and Information is pleased to present Professor and Associate Dean Emeritus Herbert H. Howard, Ph.D., with this plaque in recognition of the establishment of the Herb Howard Distinguished Professorship in Media Management and Law, School of Journalism and Electronic Media, November 8th, 2013. So, Herb, I'll give you the microphone to make whatever remarks you'd like to make. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mike, and Larry. Thanks to everyone for being here today. I appreciate the honor of your presence. I do want to say a few words about Larry, and in accepting the honor. First of all, Larry was an outstanding graduate student. He earned his master's degree with us here after coming to Knoxville to work for Channel 6 in the news department there. And I want to tell you a few things that Larry has done to contribute toward the college. Dr. Cheek has already mentioned the financial side. Let me mention a few other things. He has been a member of the Board of Visitors. While I was still teaching management classes, whenever I needed some current information from an inside source as to what was going on in the industry, the issues it related to, and so forth, I would just get on the phone and call Larry. He would take his time and painfully tell me without any hesitation what the inside story was and what I could say in class or what I should not say in class, of the confidential things that he might have told me. At various times over the years, Larry has been a guest lecturer whenever he's available in town. When he came in for Board of Visitors meetings and that sort of thing, he would always spend some time with students and doing guest lectures in my classes and other classes in the department and the college. In addition to that, of course, he has been tremendous in his financial support of the college, and you're hearing today about some of the recent things that he has done. From now on, this auditorium will be known as the Patrick Auditorium, and when students and faculty and other groups hold sessions in here, I can't think of a better name for the auditorium than the Patrick Auditorium. Now, turning to the professorship itself, that Larry and Susan, I want to thank you too, because I know you had some hand in this. I'm very pleased. And when I first heard about this, which is now a few months ago, I was surprised and I was pleased, but I think the main word is overwhelmed at the honor that Larry and Susan have bestowed on me. I want to thank Dean Worth and Chancellor Cheek for their part, because I know they facilitated this professorship. It's a great honor, and thank you very much, Larry. And I look forward to returning to the college occasionally as I can, and also seeing you folks maybe at conventions or something like that. But again, thank you everyone for being here today.
We'd like to have a picture taken with President DiPietro, Larry Patrick, and Peter, if you could come up as well. And I think we're just going to take a quick picture with, we'll put you in the center, and we'll put you on one side, and what's that? Yes, have her with the flag. Are you able to hold it there? Okay, great. Okay. And, Joe, why don't you?
All right, wherever you want me.
Thankfully, I've got Photoshop, so you'll all look great.
All right. All right, very good.
We'll give that to over there. That's great.
Oh, and Herb, stay here for just a second. What many of you don't know is that Herb turned 85 yesterday. And so, in honor of his birthday, we have a cake here that we're going to sing happy birthday to Herb and let him blow out the candles. So roll it up here. And
You didn't put 85 candles on.
no, just an 8 and a 5. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Herb. Happy birthday to you. You have to blow the candles out. It is now my privilege to recognize the College of Communication and Information's greatest supporter, Larry Patrick, for all of the wonderful things he has done by naming the college auditorium in his honor. Larry Patrick graduated from CCI in 1973 with a master's degree in communications. After his time at UT, he went on to earn a doctorate in communications and management at Ohio University and a law degree from Georgetown University. That's a lot of degrees, Larry. And he's used every one of them, let me tell you. He is a member and former chair of the CCI Board of Visitors. He's also chaired the college's Campaign for Tennessee Committee and has pledged $5 million from his estate to convert the Howard Distinguished Professorship into the Howard Chair at some point in the future. Dr. Patrick's service to the college and university has been remarkable. In recognition of everything he has done, he received the university's highest alumni honor, the Distinguished Alumni Award, in 2012, and the college's highest honor, the Donald G. Heilman Distinguished Alumni Award, in 1995. Dr. Patrick has had a very distinguished professional career. As managing partner of Patrick Communications, LLC, he's handled hundreds of radio and television broadcasting deals totaling more than $7.5 billion. A preeminent broadcast industry restructuring expert, he is the Internal Revenue Service's appraiser of choice for broadcast station valuations, contract damage claims, libel damages, and station management and operations. He also testified before committees of the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives, the Federal Communications Commission, the Federal Trade Commission, the Copyright Tribunal, and the Australian Communications Department. In addition to his work for CCI and UT, Dr. Patrick has served as past president of the Broadcast Education Association, chairman of the Bayless Foundation, chairman of the National Association of Broadcasters Political Action Committee, as a board member for Titan Television Broadcast Group, the National Association of Broadcasters Educational Foundation, the Library of American Broadcasting, and the GoodRadio.tv. He's vice chairman of the Yellowstone Park Foundation, former chairman of the board and chairman of the Committee of Independent Directors of ION Media Networks, and he taught in the Voice of America's International Training Program in a number of foreign countries. On a personal note, Larry Patrick's one of the finest individuals I've ever known. He's incredibly generous with his time and talent and treasure, and is dedicated to making the world a better place. I've been privileged to be his friend since the late 1970s, when we were both much younger, I might add. And I feel very fortunate to be able to honor him today by naming our auditorium the Patrick Auditorium. Larry, please come forward with Chancellor Cheek and President DiPietro to unveil the Patrick Auditorium plaque. The microphone is yours.
Mike listed a lot of things that I've done. I should add, it's not my normal remarks, that I'm only 2 generations removed from the Kentucky Hills. And when I watch Justified, I am sure I am looking for fellow family members. What you don't know is I actually have a first cousin named Jimmy who was, in fact, convicted 3 times of violating federal moonshine rules for running moonshine out of Harlan County to Detroit. So anyway, pardon me. President DiPietro, Chancellor Cheek, Dean Worth, former Dean Dwight Teeter, Scott, Linda, James, the people from the outstanding UT Development Office, fellow Board of Visitors members, faculty, students, and friends. First of all, I know I only have 5 minutes and lunch is waiting, so I'll go. It's actually with great humble appreciation that Susan and I accept your kind offer of naming this auditorium for our family. We have never attached our name to any scholarship or gift up till now. And we have probably a half dozen scholarships around the country at various universities and institutions. And I protested this point very strongly with Dean Worth when he called me to tell me that they were doing this. But I soon realized that the more I said no, the more it was a losing battle. And so today we now have the Patrick Auditorium, and I appreciate your honor very, very much. For me, Tennessee was the real start of my academic and professional career. Here, professors like Don Heilman, the former dean, Darrell Holt, who was the chairman of the department in broadcasting when I was here, and who gave me my first teaching assistantship, Michael Brooks, who actually is not from this department, this college. He was a sociology professor, but because he knew my area of study better than anybody, he gladly volunteered to be my thesis advisor. And Herb Howard, who we honor today. Herb taught me, provided valuable life coaching, and all of these gentlemen became my mentors. I really, truly also have to thank Darrell Holtz, as I mentioned, the department chair, because he not only gave me a teaching assistantship, he actually, and it's probably a crazy thing to have done, but it shows what a new young program this was, he actually let me walk into a classroom and teach on my own with no other faculty person there as a regular instructor while I was doing my master's. I was very lucky to do that. I was actually terrified the first day to walk in front of 20 undergraduates and think that, well, I guess I'm supposed to know what I'm saying. I should teach them something. But that experience instilled a love of teaching in me that's lasted my whole lifetime. I think special thanks today have to go really to Chancellor Jimmy Cheek. He supported the upgrades in the faculty across the university, and he's supporting this upgrade named for the most wonderful Dr. Howard. Without Chancellor Cheek's leadership and the support of Dr. DiPietro, President DiPietro, and the others involved, the investment in faculty development would not proceed. And I must say, after that day in my office when they stunned me, thinking I was supposed to write a relatively large check, but instead they told me I had to come and luckily share a podium with Pat Summitt, which I don't hold a candle to. I would just say this: Jimmy Cheek, Scott Ravenel, they are great salespeople. They were very gentle, very calm, and just said, here's what we need you to do, and we know you can do this. So, and I said, I have to call Susan. And she said, sure. Some of you know that as Mike said, I hold degrees from 4 different universities, but I will tell you that I only really bleed orange. UT is my primary focus. I give most of my time, whatever little talent I have, and some treasure to UT. Because UT is where I laid the foundation for a very fortunate career that I've had. I appreciate UT so very much, and I want to do what I can to move the needle just a little bit to move the university closer to the top 25 research universities in the nation. I'm glad that Susan and I today can have a small hand in making that dream come true. I'm also thankful that Mike Worth, years ago, after repeated phone calls and dinners and visits at Denver, finally said that he and Alice would consider coming to Tennessee. With the Howard Professorship, which is the important thing of today, and with this honor of the auditorium, I hope that we are taking another step forward as a college and as a university. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to say thanks to those many people who helped me along the way and helped me become the Tennessee Vol I am today. All we want to do is create opportunities for other UT students in the future, as I'm sure all of you do. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry, for those wonderful remarks and for the fabulous gift, and also to Susan. Thank you. The first and last paragraph of the plaque, you'll all get an opportunity to read it because it'll be hanging out on the wall here for years and years to come. Read as follows. Patrick Auditorium is named in honor of W. Lawrence Patrick, Ph.D., J.D., M.S. Communications 73, one of CCI's most distinguished alums. His devoted service and philanthropy to the College of Communication and Information and the University of Tennessee have provided steadfast support for CCI faculty, students, and staff, including his transformational gift to create the Herb Howard Distinguished Professorship in Media Management and Law. Thanks to Larry Patrick's willingness to pay it forward, Patrick Auditorium will forever serve as a gathering place where ideas are exchanged and shared and student lives and horizons are expanded. His generosity serves as an inspiration to current and future generations and raises the bar as to what CCI aspires to become. As a result, we are proud to name this auditorium in honor of one of our most outstanding graduates. Please join me in thanking Larry once again for all he has done for the College of Communication and Information and the University of Tennessee. This brings us to the end of today's festivities. Thanks to all for coming out to be part of this celebration. The CCI Board of Visitors fall meeting will now reconvene in the Scripps Convergence Lab along with today's honorees and their families and Chancellor Cheek and President DiPietro. As faculty, staff, students, alumni, donors, and friends, you are our future, and we look forward to working with you as we journey to the top 25. Thanks to all of you for your ongoing support of the College of Communication and Information and the University of Tennessee. Go Vols!